Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince. Taking a look at the 2024 Subaru Ascent Touring in the autumn green metallic. So Touring here in Canada is our mid-level trim, one step above the convenience. Autumn green, great looking color on this. The camera really isn't doing it justice. They did get a new front end in 2023, and the 24 model continues that. It's a little bit more boxy at the front end, more aggressive than the previous. Squarer, less rounded. Touring, you get that chrome wing off of the Subaru logo into those more angularly styled LED headlights. We have a different fog light bezel and fog light setup, and the front bumper got a little bit of love. Definitely more aggressive looking. This is the largest Subaru they've ever made. 7 or 8 passenger configurations. This happens to be a Touring 7-seater. So you have the captain's chairs in the middle, which for teenagers and adults is much more comfortable. But if your goal is to fit as many people in as you possibly can, the 8-seater is the way to go. This particular model is available in an 8-seater configuration. We have 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels, gray and aluminum faced. This customer has opted to put studded winter tires on it. You get body color matching mirror casts with integrated turn signals. All of the Ascents have the roof rails with the integrated tie downs front and rear. Very, very handy. And we do get the panoramic sunroof, moonroof combination. That's on the Touring trim and up. Give you that side profile of it. It's like a big Forester. Tons of room in them. At the back, big square boxy rear end, just like you get in the Foresters. And just like the Foresters, you get a ton of room. It is a power lift gate. You can activate from the door, the driver's seat, or the key fob. Click of the button. We've got backup sensors in the rear bumper. Those are the little circles, and they'll actually apply the brakes if you think you're going to hit something in reverse between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. If you opt to get a tow package installed, this piece is removable, and the hitch hides behind it, so you can have a nice finished rear end when you're not towing, and you take it off, and it's super easy when you need to tow. With the third row down, you can fit all 4 tires. They're large tires. They're 245/60 R18s, quite large tires. So in the back, I can still show you a few things. We've got a 12-volt power point. We do have a halogen cargo light, and that will shut off when I close the hatch. Grocery bag hooks, and you get some hard mount physical tie downs here. Underneath the false floor, we have our privacy cover. We also have access to our spare tire tools and access to our spare tire. Little cutout here, this piece pops up just so you can put the privacy cover in there. Grocery bag hook on this side. In the back, you do get cup holders on either side. I don't think I can see them on this side, but they are there, I assure you. Now to close it, I can pull down on the handle, I can press close, I can press lock and close, I can do it from the key fob, I can do it from the driver's seat. So the idea behind this is I can do this, it'll close and lock everything, and I don't have to fish my keys out of my pocket or walk back up front to lock it. So it is locked, and we'll just confirm that. We're going to pull on the handle here. And with it being a proximity key, if it unlocks when I put my hand in the handle, the turn signal is going to flash, and it's unlocked. So it was locked. Now, the other way to unlock this is on the key fob. The Subaru logo here, once does driver, twice does everything. Top button's lock, and the third button down is a press and hold to open the rear. Tons of room, great headroom, great legroom for passengers in this. Now, this is the captain's chairs, like I've mentioned. So this is a 7-seater. These captain's chairs have fold-down armrests, and they're adjustable. They lock in place until you go all the way up, and then you can bring them down. So this is a much more comfortable seat than the bench. But if you're stuffing people in, and that's the goal, 8-seater makes sense. We do have these little black handles beside the headrest. That's so you can leverage your way through into the third row when you don't have a bunch of tires there. To access the third row, you can also just flip this seat forward, and this becomes a step. The other reason that we have a step here and here, if you put crossbars on, you're standing in the middle of the roof rails, and it's a lot easier to load things. Way better than standing on the tire, because the tire sits inside the fender. You get a better grip on that. We do have climate controls for the second and third rows out of the center console here. 2 USB ports, and you get fold-down cup holders. 3 rows of floor mats, and we've got vents out of the roof to heat up or cool down the second or third rows more effectively, which is very nice. You feel the air conditioning or the heat. We've got cup holders, 19 cup and bottle holders in the Ascents. Phenomenal. You should never run out of a spot to put a beverage. Soft touch armrest, soft touch door panel, really easy to grip door handle. They've got this cutout here. It just feels natural. I know that's something small to point out, but it does feel nice closing it. Bottle holders and a little bit of storage down there. Now, with the proximity key, to lock it, all I have to do, so long as the key's within 46 inches, touch, and it's locked. I simply wait a second, and it's unlocked. Up front, driver door panel looks very, very similar to that of the rear passenger. Soft touch, soft touch. We just have window lock, 4 power window controls. No cup holder up here, unfortunately, but you do get bottle holders and a little bit of storage down there. We've got this black faux carbon fiber. And on the inside here, it's the same black cloth upholstery up front as it is in the second row. And the Touring is the first trim level where you get your power driver's seat. Now, these headrests are tiltable, so you can adjust them depending how close to the back of your head you like your headrest. The closer to the back of the head your headrest is, the less likely you are to experience whiplash in the event of a rear end collision. Carbon fiber, faux plastic continues, little storage cubby. Be careful, it's black, it's dark, it's easy to misplace things. I once lost a pair of sunglasses and I found them in one of our demo ascents. By the driver's left knee, we have the ability to open the rear hatch. We can turn on all the interior lights, which is very handy. And then we have our scroll wheel, and that's for the brightness of the gauges. We have our steering column adjustment. Simply hook your thumb in there, and it is both tilt and telescopic. So you can adjust it for drivers of varying heights, leg, and arm lengths, and you just lift that lever back up to lock it. 3 rows. You've got the high wall floor mats. They've got a lip. They lock in place. Very, very easy to use. Handy. It is push button start. So my foot is on the brake. Light is green. Green means go. And I'm actually going to do that again. So I don't know if the camera caught it the first time, but you've got those LEDs that are flashing there right in the middle of the screen. That's part of the EyeSight system. It's kind of like a heads-up display, and it ties in with the EyeSight system. So you'll get flashing lights if you start crossing the lines or if it thinks you're going to hit something. You get a green light if the adaptive cruise can see the vehicle ahead of you. Very, very handy. Now, we do also have blind spot detection in our side mirrors. You've got those little nubs, and it is kind of hard to see. This is a change versus the previous one. They've changed the mirrors, and I'm just going to turn that off. And it illuminates like so on the corresponding side when someone's in your blind spot. Doesn't eliminate shoulder checking, but it is fantastic. It's a great aid. And actually, speaking of visibility, I mean, even with tires in the back, I still have really good visibility. And that's the full range of motion I get when I shoulder check. Steering wheel, I do get comments that the steering wheel feels a little small and it's much like a car steering wheel. That is the case. I will agree with that, but that just means you can turn faster. And these things turn on a dime despite their large size. If you don't believe me, take one out for a spin. I think you'll be very, very impressed. Now, on the steering wheel itself, left-hand side, we do have our Bluetooth and audio controls. So this is the new style steering wheel. So audio is left to right for volume, and it's a nice tactile feel, and you get a nice satisfying click. We've got accept phone call, hang up or decline or mute, issue voice command. This toggle up and down used to be volume on the other one. That now changes our small upper information display, and it gives us different information depending on what you want to look at. We've got the ability to switch from AM to FM to satellite to Bluetooth, USB, etc. Switch between presets. On the backside, we have these paddles down and up that you can manually select your gears with if you want to downshift going down hills. It's pretty cool. You get the best of both worlds. Now, on the right-hand side, heated steering wheel, and it is the full heated steering wheel, except for right here. There's a little dead spot right down here at the bottom, but it gets nice and warm. We've got our adaptive cruise and our lane centering. So both of those systems use these 3 black boxes. So you've got the 2 regular EyeSight cameras, and then you have this 3rd wide-angle mono camera, which increases your field of view from left to right. So those cameras are always looking for cyclists, pedestrians, vehicles, road lines, etc. It's driving assistance. So I've turned on the cruise. I get the image of the ascent there. There's 4 bars ahead of it, all the way down to 1. That is the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you that you will follow at if you catch up while using cruise control. So 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour is roughly 150 to 180 feet behind the vehicle ahead of you. So that's a decent distance. Now, if I press this down arrow, it's going to decrease the amount of bars each time all the way down to 1, and you'll follow closer. This is lane centering. So when you have the little image of the steering wheel, if the cameras can see the road lines, so they're gray there, if the cameras can see the road lines, they'll illuminate white on the corresponding side, and then it'll give you gentle steering input to help keep you in the middle of your lane while using cruise. It's fantastic. I didn't think I'd like it. You're not going to use it in the winter or inclement weather, but for a long distance drive in the summer, spring, fall, this is fantastic. You're way less fatigued at the end of the day of driving. I absolutely love that. I would recommend anyone try it. I didn't think I'd like it. I really do. We do get the 11.6-inch touchscreen with the 2024s. You do get this in the 23s as well. But top portion, we've got what we're listening to. We've got gauges, and I can change these. I simply click, it brings up, let's say I want to change it. We'll do the calendar. You can see it's December 2nd. Weather, that's part of the 3-month trial to satellite radio you get with most new Subarus. And then you get access to X mode, which is like 4x4 low in a pickup for the really rough, extreme uphill, downhill, rough terrain stuff. Very, very handy. Takes a very capable all-wheel drive vehicle and makes it more capable. Center portion, we've got radio, we've got media, which would be Bluetooth, aux, USB. Phone allows you to hook up your phone to Bluetooth. We're not going to do that right now. Apps, you've got wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and you will gain access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle's registered in your name. Below that, car info, driving statistics, you can set maintenance reminders. This is also our backup camera when you put it in reverse. Rear assist braking's active, parking sensors are active. You can see the top of the bumper there. And it shows you where you're going to end up if you keep your wheel turned that way. Now, I can clean the backup camera by twisting and holding this end of the knob towards myself. I'm not going to do that because the new owner's on their way to pick it up, and I don't want washer fluid all over the back of the vehicle. And then the bottom portion here, we've got our climate controls. Home screen. We've got vehicle control, driving assistance, and more settings, but the little Monopoly house or open envelope is the home screen. But climate control, I simply click and I can drag. It is dual zone. You can have 2 separate temperatures. I can sync it to just driver controlled. I can control it from here as well, and it goes up in 0.5 degree increments. If the passenger wants it separate, passenger gets out, simply hit set. Now that screen will disappear after X amount of time of no input. So you don't have to worry about pressing X if you're making an adjustment to your climate while driving. Very, very handy. So doesn't take too long and it just disappears. Now, since we have 3 zones of climate control, this is the rear, and I can sync it up. I can control the fan strength. I can control if I just want it on feet, if I want it out of the roof vents. I can lock it out so people in the second row can't play with it. Very, very easy to use. And we're just all going to sync that all together there. I can turn off the rear altogether if I need to as well. 3 stages of heated seats for driver and passenger. You can simply click and it goes down, or press and hold, let go, turns it off completely. Big fan strength buttons. We've got our heated mirrors, heated back window, and heated area of the windshield where the wipers sit. Windshield wiper deicer is fantastic. I didn't think it was cool, but I thought it was gimmicky, but it's awesome. It makes a difference. Below the screen, we've got a little storage cubby with a 12-volt power point. This is rubberized. It's supposed to be device storage, or I mean, it's going to hopefully stop anything from rolling around. We've got 2 USBs and an aux. Automatic CVT transmission. We've got manual mode, and that's where I use full paddles. Press the right paddle, it upshifts. Press the left paddle, it downshifts. Parking brake, you pull up to activate. You still get the red P for park there. Now, my foot is not on the brake and I push down, and it says to press the brake pedal. Foot down, push, off it goes. We've got cup holders. We've got a really large center console armrest combo. We've got a change tray in it. No power points, but you do have a place to run cords out of if you need. When you have that, you're not crushing it. My favorite feature ever in any vehicle ever, auto dimming rear view mirror. So there's no light sensor, so there is a light sensor, no switch. If someone's got their brights on behind you, just automatically dims. It's fantastic. We do also have the HomeLink system, so you can hook up to 3 separate garage doors to your mirror. You don't have to carry a bulky visor on or garage door opener on your sun visor. Integrated compass. And then something that Subaru stole from Vans, sunglass storage paired with a conversation/spy mirror. Handy with kids or unruly passengers. Up top, we have our power sunshade control, our sunroof control, and then we have SOS and concierge. Now, that's part of the 3-year trial to the connected services you get with most new Subarus. Dual panel sunroof, moonroof. Only the front tilts and opens. The back is just for light, but that extends way back there, and that's the power shade, and it is one touch. And it'll go all the way. But I can also close it. I can stop it at any point. Stop it from closing. Easy to use. On the sun visor, I've got card holders. I've got vanity mirror with lights. And I can extend this directly to my left or right if I need to block the sun if it's sitting there. Now, something I didn't mention earlier, this is powered by the 2.4 liter turbocharged boxer engine producing 260 horsepower and 277 pounds-feet of torque. So lots of power, very, very torquey. Let's take a look. So to open it, I did pop it open in the driver area. So you face the Subaru from the right-hand side of the logo, hand in, facing down, move from right to left. It's that lever right there. Top mount intercooler, as you'd expect. And that's the ducting for the top mount intercooler. And pretty much anything in yellow is what the average consumer is going to touch. We've got brake fluid, we've got washer fluid, we have coolant, we've got oil. The oil filter's up top, you've got your dipstick, and you have easy access to your air filter. And I just like to drop it from about 6 to 8 inches down. And that's just because I don't like pushing on the hood. It feels like I'm going to break it when I do that. So that is a quick walkthrough of the 2024 Subaru Ascent Touring in the autumn green metallic. We unfortunately don't get a ton of Ascents. They are very, very popular, so they don't last very long. Give you that final look. And of course, you have 8.7 inches of minimum ground clearance, full-time symmetrical all-wheel drive. It's a Subaru. We all know them. We all love them. They're fantastic. Thank you very much for watching my quick walkthrough of this 2024 Subaru Ascent Touring. I'm Tyson, the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George. If you guys have any questions about the vehicle behind me, any of the tech in it, or anything in our Subaru lineup, please put it in the comments below. I'm always looking to answer you guys' questions, and if I don't have the answer to it, I'll find it for you. If you have any ideas for a video in the future that you'd like to see me do, put those in the comments as well, and I'll try to accommodate. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.